Slam dunks are some of the most exciting plays in professional basketball, and today we're looking at the very best slam dunks that stunned the world and changed the game forever. For this list, we'll be excluding plays from slam dunk contests and focusing only on dunks that happened in the heat of a pro game. If your favorite play shows up on the list, then slam dunk that like button. Number 10. Baron Davis on Andrei Kirilenko. Golden State Warriors fans rejoice with this highlight reel on our number 10 spot. On May 11, 2007, Baron Davis and the Warriors took on the Utah Jazz, led by all-world defender Andrei Kirilenko. The We Believe team had already upset the top-seeded Dallas Mavericks, so any other highlights or wins were just icing on the cake. Baron Davis shocked fans and players alike as he flexed his might on one of the best shot blockers in the sport's history. His teammates' reactions were priceless, and the crowd was electric. Sadly, the Warriors would go on to lose the next two games as the Jazz closed out the 5-game series to advance. However, this marked the beginning of the Golden State squad as frequent contenders for the Western Conference title, and is definitely one of the best dunks in NBA history. Number 9. Julius Erving over Michael Cooper. In this throwback play, we see Dr. J emerging as one of the pioneers of the modern-day dunk. Way back on January 5, 1983, Erving stunned crowds with his windmill dunk that was so forceful, it sent Cooper ducking for cover. This crazy play wasn't something the Phenom was practicing behind closed doors. It was the result of on-the-fly thinking and raw athleticism. In an interview, Dr. J had this to say about his world-famous dunk. "I wasn't really sure what I was going to do, but I was going to make sure the ball got in the hole. So I think I picked my dribble up pretty far out and just decided to take my step and a half and go airborne. And you could mistake him for a jetliner with the air he got on that dunk." Erving's innovation in the sport practically spawned the art of the throwdown, and this play is definitely his best. Number 8. LeBron James's dunk on Jason Terry. JT has been known to talk some mad smack, so when one of basketball's most beloved stars showed him up with a world-class dunk, fans everywhere rejoiced. Going into their match, the rest of the Boston Celtics were also talking some big game. However, LeBron and the Miami Heat showed them a masterclass of the sport to secure their 23rd straight win with this featured play of the week. The dunk capped off an intense play, starting with Dwayne Wade, who stole the ball and passed to Mario Chalmers. Chalmers sent the ball to Norris Cole, who threw it to James. Terry was late on his jump, so LeBron scored a crazy good dunk. That's one for the history books. Number 7. DeAndre Jordan over Brandon Knight. Number 7. DeAndre Jordan over Brandon Knight. The Los Angeles Clippers had a squad that seemed almost unstoppable with their patented alley-oop plays. Chris Paul and Blake Griffin gave the team the nickname Lob City, but they weren't the only factor in the Clippers' success. See, they also had their trump card DeAndre Jordan. In this play, Chris Paul lobs the ball to DeAndre. The ball was high and it looked like it might not make it into DeAndre's hands, but he got it all right and slammed the ball into the net. Poor Brandon was like paper in the face of DeAndre's unstoppable dunk. This one became an instant classic, with fans memeing the play by adding explosions to highlight the intense moment. Number 6. Scottie Pippen's dunk on Patrick Ewing. Few rivalries in NBA history can live up to the bad blood between the Bulls and the Knicks. Their feud would sometimes boil over into full-on brawls, and it's easy to see why after Game 6 of the 1994 Eastern Conference. This semifinals bout showed Scottie Pippen disrespecting Ewing in one of the roughest slam dunks in history. Ewing was known to be a great post, but Pippen was having none of that. To add insult to injury, he pushed and stepped over Ewing after the play. After the game, Pippen then threw shade at renowned Knicks fan Spike Lee on top of it all. Needless to say, fans and the internet at large went ballistic, but there's more to this play than just the disrespect. The dunk itself was a show of skill that can't be denied. The play started with the ball in the Knicks' possession, but Horace Grant pulled through to start a play that will live on in infamy. Number 5. Tom Chambers on Mark Jackson. The New York Knicks take another L in this next spot, this time versus the Arizona Suns. The play starts with Chambers dribbling the ball up the court, and then he passes it to Johnson, who gave it right back to Chambers, who was just barely inside the foul line. Then Tom took off like a rocket. It looked like there was no way he was going to make it. Mark Jackson got in the way to stop his ascent, and Chambers connected with his knee into Jackson, but somehow instead of slowing him down, Jackson acted like a springboard, propelling Chambers even higher in the air. The crowd went crazy, and for good reason. Jackson went on to become the head coach for the Golden State Warriors, but if he ever makes a bad call, his team will be quick to remind him how he got showed up in one of the best dunks of all time. Or Blake Griffin double dunks on Pau Gasol. Griffin has not one, but two insane dunks on Pau Gasol. Griffin's rampages on the court are legendary, but his double dunks on Gasol are at the top of his brutal legacy. Even worse for Pau, Griffin's dunks both went down in just one game. The first dunk, Gasol was trying to rebound, and Griffin jumped between them to send the ball straight through the net. Then the LA Clippers star put on a clinic when they got a pick and roll between himself and Chris Paul. Griffin got the pass and styled on Gasol. Even seeing it happen, it's hard to believe. Gasol is a 7-foot legend, which shows you just how insane these plays really are. Number 3. Shaquille O'Neal dunk on Chris Dudley. A dunk list isn't complete without Shaq. Beyond the raw talent of one of basketball's best of all time, this play has some backstory. In the 1997 playoff series with the Portland Trail Blazers and the Lakers, Dudley complained about O'Neal muscling his way through the games. So in Game 3, Dudley fouled Shaq and didn't even try to hide it. Pretty much everyone saw through the dirty play, and even Dudley's former teammate Eddie Jones called it a cheap shot. Flash forward a few years to March 28, 1999, and Shaq got his revenge in a dunk that's on another level. Shaq backed down Dudley and brought the pain by crushing him and rim. Shaq then pushed Dudley to the floor, which made Chris throw the ball at O'Neal when he got up. Shaq was fined a measly $3,500 for the shove. Chump change for a mega millionaire. While it wasn't the most sportsmanlike moment, it's definitely one of the most savage dunks in history. Number 2. LeBron James on Kevin Garnett. LeBron already showed up once, but this one is simply on another level. This isn't a case of LeBron being LeBron and just demolishing the opposing team. This dunk was against one of the greatest defensive players the sport has ever seen in Kevin Garnett. When the Cleveland Cavaliers took on the Boston Celtics, the result is Kevin Garnett getting straight up embarrassed. Kevin Harlan really adds to the hype with his dramatic line, "LeBron James, with no regard for human life." Adding to the already spectacular play, this dunk was the final score to clinch the victory in Game 4 of the 2008 Eastern Conference semifinals. You can't ask for a better finish, but you can ask for a better dunk, because the number 1 spot goes to number 1, Michael Jordan on Patrick Ewing. Ewing's in a tough spot, getting dunked on by both Pippen and Jordan in legendary moments in NBA history. The Jumpman was trapped in a corner by 2 defenders, a situation almost no one could get out of. But Jordan is no ordinary player. The longtime contender for GOAT status shows us why he's a legend by finding a way to score when no one else could. Most teams would call a timeout or simply turn the ball over to the other team, but not MJ. Jordan spins out of the tag team and throws the ball down right over Ewing. The crowd was stunned, players were amazed, and for good reason. Michael Jordan just performed the greatest dunk ever performed in an NBA game. NBA players and fans alike live for the slam dunk. Did your favorite dunk make it on the list? Let us know in the comments below. And slam dunk that like button if you loved this list. And subscribe for the best sports content on YouTube.